Okay, starting the stream. It says it's starting. Picarto TV. Got a lot of notifications here. Yeah, I always after the fact. Okay, so Picarto is working. Close this. There you go. So today I'm going to color the 27th Color Me collab. This line art was donated Adrian He Comics. Where is that window? He has a very squarish style, so I'm gonna try and do something like Picasso. I've never done that. Might be interesting. I am not a fan of modern art, but I think it's worth giving it a try. Now, I don't know what's happening with Twitch, but it keeps having problems not loading. And oh, and I have a viewer. Hi there. I have someone in the chat, it seems, on YouTube anyway. I don't think that's me. Okay. So I'm gonna take my tablet out. It is a Wacom Intus Pro medium size. Medium size suits me best. It's easy to travel with. Okay, no messages yet. I'm gonna go to my Pinterest. Let's see some colors saved there, and I like them a lot. Okay, microphone is working. Let's see. Color palettes, there it is. And that one's interesting. But I never wanted something even more colorful than that. I've done that. This might be too girly. Can find something. If not, I'll just think up of a color palette. Those browns and seem interesting, but I want something a bit more light. And I think I remembered a photograph. Let's see if it's here or it's and I'm just now remembering. So this one. I think a storm is coming where I am, so I'm gonna close the window. Here we go. Copy paste. And I'm gonna do a new layer. I'm just gonna take some colors from here. basically the colors. Okay, and I'm gonna make another layer behind this background and just save the whole Clip Studio Paint. Okay. And kind of thinking so there's a there behind. We call it road. Too many overlapping lines there. Okay. Gonna put this character in blue. And I'm gonna put the other one in green and yeah, too many lines. I can't really tell the design on this one. Not the best line art we've gotten. Making coloring books is not as easy as one might think. You know, I made a coloring book, and I kind of realized that you have to put a lot of thought into making a coloring book, because it's a project that somebody else is gonna undertake, so they're not gonna know the things that you know. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the right character, left character, sorry, and do his pants. Um, I don't know what kind of. I think it's human, but just for fun, I think I'll give him skin. And he's gonna be like the little blue guy. Eat up and die. In fact, this is not gonna be a multiply, it's gonna be normal. They're just some areas. Um, hmm. I'll change these colors a bit. So I'm gonna lighter blue. Just fooling around with the colors. This is the fun of doing a color mix. You just get a chance to go crazy with the colors. But this shade of red really isn't working out. Oh, just a second. So it's kind of like the grass area. Trees. So I always thought it was a combination. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna actually make it white. And pinkish. So it's gonna be pinkish. Select this selection over selected area. Rows, I'm gonna go behind that one and put okay, a lot of overlap there. Many lines. But you know, it's a simple mistake. Like I've seen lab some line art that the other artists were like too. So I guess this is karma, revenge. Submit line art that you yourself would not want to color. But no, that one I colored myself. So like I said, you know, okay, so it's kind of a teal color. Now if it's a line art that you don't know, come on, Control V, Control V. It's a line art that you don't. Harder to color. And I'm gonna call this one Sky. And I'm gonna put some puffy clouds there. It's gonna be less dark on that side. There we go. I have to decide on a color for the tree, and the bark seems in most cases. So that one's actually pretty light, the sky. So maybe even something like this. And so I'm gonna change the skin color of that guy. but I have to decide on the tree color for it, and it's gonna be a different color than the sky. Come on. Hi Anna, how are you? Can you hear me okay? I'm fine. Oh, okay, you can hear me. Good. I'm always anxious when I start the stream, like, is it working today? Like, I'm trying out some crazy colors. Oops. Oh, awesome. Thank you. I forgot to check on it. That's very good. Thank you for the help. Now I'm trying to figure out what color to put for this character here. I'm kind of go at photographs, color palettes, because they look super creepy. They look interesting and beautiful when they're for nature, but I don't think I can apply this kind of same color palette to my photo, but we'll see. Oops. See the hat. Maybe I should go with something that will go well with the purplish line art. Or should I stay in the realm of reds? I think I will stay in the realm of reds. Now this is a pretty difficult line art, like of you guys when you had to color my line art. And next one is gonna be another one of my line arts, but I have learned one, or at least I think it's an easy one. So, how you been, Anna? How was school? Did you end the courses or do you still have to teach? Is it going to continue during the summer as well? Yeah, I don't know what those lines there. I think they're branches from the tree, I'm not sure. And his hair color, I'm gonna give him orange hair. And erase. Nobody had an answer from the Italian Yaruki until now. June didn't get any answer, like you didn't get one either, or is it just a general thing? I'm really not sure. What is going on? Now I kind of realize that this is Adrian's self-portrait, and he's half Chinese or mostly Chinese or Chinese and some other kind of Asian. Hope he doesn't get offended that I drew him yellow. I mean, I know a lot of Chinese people consider themselves white, and I'm not sure what white is supposed to be, like the race or the color. Like, I've met Arab people that consider themselves white just because other Arabs are brownier than they are. Also, I've heard black people African Americans call themselves black people even though they look brown to me, but super confusing here in the US. I think they're having problems dealing with all this contest. Neither Brittany got an answer. Yeah, maybe. Like, I think they will tell us something at some point. Because the deadline was a month ago and nobody got an answer, and I know Brittany and you submitted before June and I, and You guys haven't gotten any answers yet either. Hi, Sister Soldier. In fact, I think I'm gonna do this red. And do it dark red. And I'm gonna do it like a lighter red on the for the tongue. And I think these are his teeth, not sure. Consider myself white and Italian even if I'm half Italian, so who am I to say how others consider themselves? Yeah, but you know, here in the US it's such a discussion all the time, and there are a lot of people that get offended, and I love it when there are white people who, Americans of German descent or whatever is here in Michigan, that get offended on behalf of Arab students or Arab visitors here. Like, I was at a barbecue and uh, there was pork there and beef and vegetable stuff because some of the guests were from India and they were vegetarian. Some guests were Arab, so like they don't eat pork. Yeah, but this was like uh, a middle-aged woman, and at the table it was her, some other people, and some lady from Lebanon who had a hijab on her head, and um, I said something like, "Oh yeah, pork is the best. It tastes so good. It's like the best animal we've domesticated," or something like that. Like I was praising pork as being the most delicious thing in the world because I really do love pork. Uh, Even though half my family is Muslim, I don't care what they eat. I like pork. And I think they eat pork too. Like I've never seen them being too overzealous with the whole pork thing. Like my grandmother was crazy about it in the sense that she was like, "Oh no, pork is evil. No, we're never gonna eat pork." Blah blah blah. But the rest of the family's cool. And I was saying like, "Oh yes, praise the almighty pork. It's so tasty." And this white woman, on behalf of the Lebanese woman, the Lebanese lady didn't even bat an eye. Like she didn't care what I was saying. But the American lady was like, "Oh my God, how can you say that in front of this Arab person?" And I was like, "Seriously? She doesn't care. Why do you care? Are you getting offended for her?" I'm like, okay. Like I've spoken to some people that are from the Middle East and they're like think pork is gross, like, oh, it's like eating roaches or something like that. Like I don't know why they consider it gross. Uh like my Muslim grandmother, she used to eat uh lamb eyes, lamb brain, lamb pretty much anything from a lamb, and also she liked fish head soup. I'm like, why would you ever want to eat fish head soup? Ew. But you know, she like went through World War II and like three famines in East Europe, so she probably got a taste for um, fish head soup. Sadly, I remember a sister of a Muslim friend of mine. I went to her house for homework, and her sister Do you eat ham? Yes, I eat ham and gummy bears. But yeah, it's like definitely a cultural thing. Like there are some places in Africa where they have this different kind of rat. It's not like the rat that we have in Europe. It's big, fat, juicy rat, and it apparently tastes very good. And it's a huge delicacy, and they like hunt it in the bush and stuff like that to eat it. And you know, if it's something that is grown specifically for that thing and it's properly cleaned, I have no issue eating it. Unless it's endangered, then I'm like, no, poor little endangered creature, I'm not gonna eat it. But otherwise, I have no problem with it. I've eaten bear because it's no longer endangered in East Europe where I'm from. They're like everywhere. They're like stray dogs, but of course I hope I didn't eat one of those ones. Like I hope I have one that was hygienically prepared. It wasn't like it was rummaging through the restaurant's dumpster and they were like, "Ah, look, tonight's menu, let's catch it." I'm like hoping it came from a farm or something. But like yeah, I had some Japanese guests coming in and they were like, "What animals do you eat here?" I'm like, "Weirdest thing that we have on the menu is bear." Ew, in South America, people eat a sort of dog that looks like a big mouse. I think it might be the capybara, but I have no issues eating that. Like I would eat pretty much any kind of meat. Like I think the grossest thing that I've ever eaten, gross on my point of view, is lamb testicles, and that was from my Christian grandmother. And she like ran out of meat because they don't have that much meat on a farm usually. Because they keep the animals for breeding, for milking, for stuff like that, for wool. Uh, the East European farmers, like the poor peasants, you know, they generally don't have a meat rich diet. Like they eat pig at Christmas, and that's like a big event, and lamb at Easter. Like they don't kill that many animals. Maybe they'll kill chickens because those breed quickly and they grow fast, but they're not that big on meat. Remarkably, like I would expect, because you know, in the big city, you have meat everywhere and it's generally affordable if you're middle class. So, like, my opinion was that, you know, East Europeans, oh, they have a very rich meat diet because they have a lot of sausages and stuff like that. But no, mouth something gross. Cow tongue, when prepared properly, is very delicious. Like, there are a lot of things that, you know, when done right, taste good. I don't know under what circumstance fish head soup could be good, but some people really like it and don't find the appeal of eating something that looks remotely like an animal. Like, I like meat, but I don't like it to look like meat, if that makes any sense. I like the taste. I don't like the carnivore aspect of it. And anyway, yeah, so my grandmother ran out of meat and she cooked me the lamb, or rams actually, because lambs are still babies. Rams testicles, and it was weird. Like first I thought they were sheep kidneys, but I was thinking these are really small. They're like too small to be kidneys. And I was like, I think I was 12 years old or something, so my knowledge of anatomy was limited. And it definitely smelled and tasted like lamb, but it seemed like too small to be kidneys. And I was thinking maybe it's the tonsils, the amygdala or something. Like I couldn't tell which body part it was. And my grandmother told me, "Oh no, no, it's goose uh, um, glands at the neck." And I was like, "This doesn't smell like goose. Come on, what are you feeding me?" But later I looked. Years later, I think it was like 4 years later, when I had Google and I had internet, and I like Googled uh, all kinds of food. Um, I kind of realized, I don't think those were glands at the neck, because in the pictures they look very much like testicles. So like, yeah, I think that was the weirdest thing I've ever eaten. I mean, I've eaten brain, but I don't like it. I don't think that's that weird. Like, I know a lot of people eat brain in East Europe. A lot of them eat the marrow of the bones. And we have something like bone marrow soup. I don't think I will. No, I'll make it gray. Usually they put like big pieces of cow bones, cause marrow is mostly like fat, so they put that. My father told me my grandparents once ate a cat because they were starving in World War II. Yeah, once my grandpa said something like, "Oh yeah, poor cat, but it was delicious." Oh my god. Yeah, it was really a tough time. Really a tough time. Uh, so I'm really surprised that there are people against the European Union, considering the the benefits and the decades of peace and stuff like that. Like, there was an interview, and some farmer from the UK said that um, most of the lamb they breed in the UK is for export. So if they leave the European Union, then they'll have to pay taxes to send to the European Union stuff, and they'll still have to abide by European standards of health and stuff. So it's not like that problems went away. So I don't see how that's gonna work out for them. I don't know if my father was also there or they told him he also ate frogs when he was young. Yeah, I also ate frogs when I was young, supposedly because it's considered a delicacy for some reason. My parents said it tastes like chicken and it's expensive chicken, so like there's no point in eating frogs because they're not as nutritious, they don't taste better, and they're expensive. So like it's stupid to eat frogs. There's no benefit to it. But yeah, I'm glad we have the farm area and we can grow as many chickens, many delicious chickens we want. And we can fry them and cook them and do whatever we want with them. He haunted, I think you meant hunted frogs in channels with his parents and they ate them for a month. That's why he ate them. Why he hates them now or something. Yeah, he ate fried frogs. Frog legs, all the recipe my grandma couldn't invent. Yeah, if you eat too much of something, you like can get sick and tired of it. Like, for example, there's a Turkish, no, a Tatar, sorry. So a Tatar. There is also Mongolian, Romania. It's like all over the place. You kind of call it tortelline or tortellini. I don't know exactly how it's pronounced. We call them in East Europe, Romania, we call them colțunaș. Um, and my grandmother called them tatarash. Tatarash, which means Tatar food. And it's basically dough stuffed with meat, or it's generally meat and garlic and yogurt, and that's how with the tomato sauce. And anyway, I really liked that one, and I ate so much of it that I started to dislike it. Like, I ate so much. hmm Yeah, I mean, I thought it was like this specific Mongolian food, but you know, as I got older, I realized, hey, this food is like everywhere. Everybody came up with the idea to do this. There's nothing special about it. Oh, there's a hill over there. Oh, I get it. Okay, trees, and then I'm gonna do a lighter one. I thought it was his whiskers, but no, it's this area. Oh, oops. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll leave it normal, because it's just giving me too much trouble. Oh, and he just left pieces of white here everywhere. I gotta clean the line art. My mom once wanted to cook healthy for us and made boiled vegetables for a month. My friends mocked me with, "Hey, I'm going to eat a tasty burger and you are going to eat vegetables today." Yeah. You know, it wouldn't be so much of an issue to eat vegetables because a lot of vegetables are tasty, but when they're just boiled and super healthy with no butter or salt or anything to give it taste, it is pretty depressing, for sure. Oh, come on, he left little pieces of white everywhere. Doesn't look good. Yeah, this line art is a bit of a pain. I was tired of vegetables after that period. I can see why you would be tired. I'd be tired too. Like my mom went through that phase as well. Is like, I don't know, the equivalent of female middle-age crisis. I don't know. Like, why did they decided to do that? Torture us, the beloved family members. Like, in your case, the only child she has. With butter are good, even if my vein get full of unhealthy fats. Yeah. I wanted the blending brush. Also, sweet potatoes are very tasty with butter. Okie dokie. I can like try and do some clouds. Yeah, the trees, I'm gonna select this big black piece here, and with the blender okay. I gotta decide. This is the seat, I think. Gonna make it red. Welcome back. I've had a couple of thunderstorms here in Michigan. How was the weather for you? Hi, Sister Soldier. I seem to have someone in the chat up in Picarto. So damn hot. I don't have to worry about that. Like last night I slept with the windows closed and a blanket over me, and it was like pretty cool outside, so you couldn't you had to be covered a bit. I can't go catch Pokemon and get a piece of coal. Ah, that's funny. And like that would be the only thing you can catch. Pieces of coal. Yeah, I don't know what those lines are there for. Only Adrian knows. I think one of his pants is in stripes and the other is not. And I have a line here that I don't know for what it is. But I think what he did was to like select all the white parts and erase them from the line art. Like I don't even like, yeah, it's way too bad, and like the lines are too many. Yeah, I don't know if I should try and do it more detailed. I don't know. It's very confusing line art. Like I'm gonna leave it like this. I really don't have the patience right now, regrettably. Yeah, probably. Like, I don't know this character. I know he has a whole bunch of cat characters, but I don't know this one, which of them it is. But yeah, making line art for coloring books is harder than I thought, when I first started doing the one with the flowers. And flowers are they have complex structures, and if you're not familiar with flowers, like it's easy to get confused or lost. Like even I have line arts that I made a long time ago with flowers, and I was looking at them because I wanted to color them now. I just made the line art a long time ago and then forgot about it and then found it again and I wanted to color it. And I was looking at the flower and was thinking, what did I want to do with this one? Because like I could not remember what was in my head at the time in regards to the shape and function of it. And his pantaloons. Let's see if I can Picasso, cause like Adrian's work is really squarish, and like it definitely reminds me of Picasso. So I'm gonna try and do something like that. Yeah, something like this. They seem to be very flat, like there's no bit of shading here, I guess. Not that modern, but something like this, more or less. Let's see here. Kind of the ears, but those white pixels there are just so annoying to me. Choose something else with less blending. Okay, and color the leg here. But I want a more blending look. Blended. Yeah, like I don't know what else to add to this. I'll put some texture on the road. But those fingers there, they just don't wanna be a nice color. I keep smushing in the wrong direction. It's not too much pink, is it? Yeah. Yeah, like when you press down on it, it takes what's nearest, kind of combines it. So I think this is it for today. Coming Thursday, I'm gonna do a new page from my comic Niels Feynman. Bye bye everyone.